An economy is a collection of production and consumption processes working towards solving a central economic problem. That is, we have finite amount of resources, but our ability to consume is pretty much limitless. So we measure our growth through gross domestic product. But why GDP is considered as the best means to measure growth, and how what does this tell you about human values and needs, and how an individual can relate to it? It is difficult to understand, but allow me to explain you with the help of a very basic example of human dietary habits here at Carbon and Capitalist. Stay connected.
Let's start with getting to know about the physiological and dietary habits of an individual and see what is happening over here. Alongside, we will break down each component of GDP. First, the consumption, second, investment, government spending, and lastly, the net exports. Now think of a person who goes to gym regularly. Consumption, he eats nutritious food. That means he consumes well in today's time to keep his cellular and metabolic activity going.
It's much like citizens consumes in a nation, be it FMCG, consumer durable, or an asset like real estate.
Investment, he goes to gym, damages his muscle, the outcome of which he will reap in future. So he invests in his future.
Capital invested in a nation, be it in a stock market or in hedge funds or any other type of investment, be it angel investing or venture capitalist, the nation invests in its future. The key difference here is the consumption is in present but investment is for future.
Government spending. So this part is a little tricky over here. What brain is to your body can be loosely inferred as what government is to a nation. So during a workout in the gym, you deliberately damage cells and tissues. But so as to repair itself, your body produces various types of growth factors, proteins, and sends them along with the carbs. But it couldn't be possible without an optimal brain function. Well, we can argue who got to be the brain of the nation, but in this case, it's the government of a nation. In a sense, it's also true. A government tells a lot about a sociological and ideological landscape of a country, which translates if a nation is business conducive or not. Also, government spending acts like our brain spends energy. An average brain consumes 20% of total energy in the body relative to its size. Coincidentally, the global government tax earning, that is, all the governments in the globe, earns on an average and median of 21.7 and 20.5% respectively. And coming to the next part, we have net exports. Now, being a fitness enthusiast, you take a good care of yourself. But now your family and society puts pressure on you. Go out and earn some money for yourself. Your fitness don't pay the monthly bills. I ask you, the viewers, when can you earn money? It's when you add something valuable to someone else's life. The more you contribute, the more money you can have. In the same fashion, net exports work. That is, government gave boost to its exports and reduced its imports. Citizen of a country should not just be a good consumer but producer as well. Think of India. We are approx 1.35 billion people, and yet we can cater to many more billions across the globe, either through our production or services. In a nutshell, understand that we have a constant struggle outside and inside of our energy system. That is our body and our country. So in essence, GDP is keep inside
Of your body fit and people outside of your body happy.
and we can extend the same analogy to understand many more concepts of economics like inflation and deflation. In inflation, you will be in calorie surplus. In order to heal your body fast, it won't happen that you will eat a whole bag of protein or say consume 50 eggs in a day. There's a natural limit of your body up to which it can heal itself. All the extra calories, that is, energy you consume, will stay in your body, but now as a fat. In an economy, demand patterns and consumption do not change suddenly, but governments and central bank could choose to inject more money in an economy. This will not necessarily translate to better standard of living of an individual, but this will appreciate the price of goods, assets, and commodities in a country, much like triglycerides in our body. Now comes the part of deflation. It's actually going on a calorie deficit diet. It reduces all the unnecessary fat you eat. So your intention is to control the cheap calories you consume, say through pizza. But the aggressive strategy is to raise the price of all the calories you consume, be it veggies or proteins. In the same way, central bank hikes interest rate and absorb all the extra cash to tame inflation, which will slow down economy and cause recession. To ward off all the extra capital intensive yet loss making companies. Now we all know that calorie restricted diet is not bad for the body, but it all depends on the context. If you're deflating after inflating and try to make a balance between the two, it's good. Whereas if you are deflating uncontrolled, say malnutrition, it's dangerous. Like the body, economy needs the balance between the two. Now comes the part of internal and external debt. It matters a lot because Pakistan and Sri Lanka are going through the same phase. Now let's look at the internal debt. You want your body to be in good shape, but you don't have patience and money for the to buy protein. So you go the other way around. You go the steroid way. Now you have an aesthetic body in short term, but it will have its repercussion and side effects in long term. Now it's a trade-off. You are discounting your future for the present. It's internal debt. Let's see what's external debt. It's much like internal debt, but the key difference here is you asked your friend to pay for the steroids. Now inside of your body is rigged in short term, which is a natural consequence, but now you have a friend who is asking for his money back with an interest. Now in the last part we will discuss learning from this thought experiment. First learning is, like earlier we discussed why 20% energy expenditure is demanded by the government and the brain. But what if it spends more than it should? Now Keynesian economics in crux discusses the idea of government spending in stimulating the demand in an economy. Now we will understand how this works. Think you have to go for a heavy and intense workout, but you came out of a deep slumber, so your muscle cells are not activated. You brew yourself a coffee, and now caffeine pumps cortisol and adrenaline in the brain, and you have a good workout. That's it. Now look at the different scenario in which you started consuming too much caffeine, say 2 Red Bull daily. In long term, it will have a negative impact on your body. Your body will be constantly dehydrated. The cells in the body are deprived of essential nutrients, but the brain is fed well. So if government spends what it haven't earned through taxation, it will hamper the growth in the long term. Second learning, just like animal body, after adulthood matures, it achieves stability. Our economies too should focus on stability rather than growth. Human cells don't grow unchecked. What do is cancer. Now you ask me what could be compared to cancer. You yourself see you have institutions like BlackRock. It is more than the size of countries combined, and the sole purpose of it is profit. Third learning, we are not good at deflating our economies. Think of it as individual going on a crash diet rather than making calorie restriction a lifestyle. Best example of it could be a person who diets for 2 days and eats 2 calorie loaded pizza on the third. The irony is we want stability fast. This in turn causes reset fast. Think of inflation of all time around the world and how something like bread price rise could result in French Revolution. Remember how Bolivia water war dethroned the national government. It is not just limited to food and water scarcity, but goes well with wealth gap.
The crux here is people are getting bothered by multitude of societal problems taking place in parallel, but they react towards something that is common to all.
The most powerful man in the country brought down by one of the most powerless.
And when it happens, it blurs the line between deflation and pop of a bubble.
Consider the same as the spot fat reduction. It might sound lame, but it works well. A system has ways to achieve equilibrium, be it your body or a country. You may or may not like the outcome in long term, but sometimes there lies a only solution to a problem, which is due to the imbalance created in the first place. So that's it for today. Disclaimer guys, given the problem that we are facing in current system, I'm making a series on global economic reset. By subscribing, you can stay tuned for more. I hope you appreciate the different perspective of looking at the macroeconomics. Drop a comment below. If you have any other queries, we will discuss in the comment section.